You are welcome to Nana's Tarot and Oracles. I am the Nana, and Nana loves you. You have a home here for comfort and contemplation, hope and inspiration, rest, renewal, and relaxation. Your readings here may empower you to use your intuition to help you towards a better life. All readings are dedicated to truth and light, but cannot take the place of professional services of any kind. Readings are general for the collective, and if they do not sound right for you today, they may not be for you today. Try another day. If you like what you're hearing, please select the like button below and subscribe. It's free with all notifications. Share with your friends or family. If you have a question or a comment, I will try to answer it below. You are important to Nana, and I am always grateful to have the opportunity to speak with you again. Today is May the 6th, and May the 6th, of course, yesterday was May the 5th. May the 5th is the 5-5 portal, which Diego Berman on Facebook said, a strong current of movement, change, acceleration, and realignment. This 5-5 frequency can feel like a doorway through which life begins asking us to move differently. The full moon may reveal what is ready to be released. And of course, we had the full moon back on the 1st. While the 5-5 current may begin showing where movement is now required. The real initiation is not only to change, it is to remain embodied while change is happening. What is important here is grounding, to remain grounded. Through all of this, we have so many air and fire influences right now. It's very important for us to ground to the earth and water aspects of life as well. But then today on the 6th, we have let me see here. Pluto stationing retrograde. This is from a newsletter I received from Tanya Gabrielle, and at 11:34 a.m. Eastern Time today, Pluto stationed retrograde. Now, we have been in a period of time where all of the planets were in forward motion, and there was a tremendous feeling of momentum, which I think Diego Berman refers to here. Tanya Gabrielle, who has a YouTube site as well, and I highly recommend her. She describes herself as a wealth astronumerologist. She says, with Pluto at 5 degrees of Aquarius in the 5th month of May, in the sign of Aquarius, a strong celestial code of freedom, change, and empowerment is activated. Since Pluto ultimately transforms from the greatest depths, a strong life-death rebirth energy is in play now, until October 16th, when Pluto stations direct at 3 degrees of Aquarius. A celestial call to surrender and embrace profound renewal is in play. She has a lovely picture here of the nighttime sky. First, a gentle reminder, and we also have Mercury square Pluto, but this is all very important part. And again, here is the wonderful graphic from Molly McCord's YouTube page, where we have again the full moon, but then she talks about Pluto stationing retrograde. She refers to using the violet flame visualization to transmute old burdens and emotional heaviness. She talks about this 3D breakthrough where we have Pluto in Aquarius dismantling lower density timelines of control to set your soul free. And this is all as we are looking forward to a big new moon on May 16th, a new moon in Taurus, with grounding and new revelations. And all of May, and I have alluded to this, Chiron and Aries, the final stages of healing identity wounds and trauma. I also mentioned Sedna. We have Sedna coming into conjunction with Uranus later in the month. We will be talking more about that. And she also has a new graphic showing this historic triple conjunction in Gemini, which focuses on Uranus returning to Gemini every 84 years to trigger sudden breakthroughs and realizations, healing the silenced voice, reclaiming repressed feminine wisdom and ancestral stories from the maternal lineage, and galactic disclosure and upleveling of human awareness regarding extraterrestrial families and benevolent cosmic origins. The Pleiades, and Sedna is going to be in the Pleiades during this, and heightened sensory perception. So you can expect some alterations in terms of your sensory perception as this time is going by. All of that is very interesting and called me to do a reading today. Let's look at the Inner Temple Oracle. It's interesting because the illustration here is from the card that we got in our last reading, The Darkest Night. And we received the star, which I think is a prominent image in there too. All cards were thoroughly shuffled prior to the reading. Let's see what we get today. Today we get the Chamber of Forgiveness, and this is interesting. This is a repeater from recently, and we can see the new moon here. So I think that as we are approaching the new moon, the Chamber of Forgiveness may have messages for us. We have been in turbulent times, and many of us have been experiencing difficulties for one reason or another that may involve some need to consider the Chamber of Forgiveness. Here is the text, if you like to read it for yourself. There's no question that it's through our relationships, both with ourselves and others, that we grow the most. Through the disappointments, betrayals, heartaches, and heartbreaks, through growing apart and the inevitability of change. Through all of this, we grow. The Chamber of Forgiveness reminds us of our innate innocence and of the need to keep our heart tender toward ourselves and others, to soften and humble ourselves in our humanness. When the heart hurts, it wants to shut down, harden, and close itself off from the world. This is a normal reaction to the ache that comes with being human. The Chamber of Forgiveness is a card of heart healing and deep, deep compassion for yourself and for others too. It invites us to find a way to keep our heart open through the hurt, the blame, the betrayal, the anger, and the shame, not to shut down or close our heart over or harden ourselves from life. Our grief is evidence of how much we love, for it's impossible to live with an open heart and not experience hurt or grief. Forgiveness has a mysterious timing, and you cannot rush it. But there often comes a day when, after many tears have been shed and candles lit, the heart doesn't ache like it did before. We may find a softness in our voice where there was previously sharpness and pain. This is the energy of the Chamber of Forgiveness. It's a process that's unfolding within us always. And if this card appears for you, then chances are this process is intelligently unfolding within you too. This may be a part of what you need in order to heal from anything that is ailing you. Now, let's have a talisman oracle card. Our talisman for today is Cast Away Negativity. This is a very interesting looking card with a snake wrapped around a dagger. Let's see what the book says. Here is the text. Here is the sacred geometry. When you look at this sacred geometry that is embedded in the card, it should trigger your mind to think about whatever it needs to cast away negativity. It can be hard to cast away negativity, and especially in turbulent times. In a reading, choose carefully your friends and the people you surround yourself with. At times, you may need to temporarily distance yourself from the people who cannot see your vision and are not in a place to understand your opinion and feelings. Allow them time to grow stronger. And perhaps this relates also to our Chamber of Forgiveness. And try to see why they feel vulnerable. The rose in the snake's mouth represents kindness. Soften the negative words and thoughts by adopting a positive attitude. Consider whether it's more important to be right or to build a happy and peaceful presence. With a bit of kindness, you might be able to turn the currents in your favor. Playing games is not the path you want to take now. The sword in this card is a symbol of protective power, but also of honor and justice. Talisman power. Use this card when you need to release the negative energy that may be blocking you. Keep this card near when you're trying to grow stronger and rise above the resentful eyes. Look at the snake on the card and imagine it hissing. Suddenly its tongue turns into a beautiful rose, and the snake becomes calmer and falls asleep. Your affirmation: I set my boundaries with kindness. That is certainly something to think about. I would also like to point out that this is reminiscent in some ways in its appearance to the caduceus, which is the staff with the snake wound around it, and is the traditional sign of Aesculapius, the healer in Greek mythology. And let's have a significator card from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Our significator card for today is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords has presented today in the reverse position. Swords, of course, represent the air signs being Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And the Queen of Swords represents the highest internal qualities of the sign, which would be intellect, communication, and this queen is known, I always think when I look at the court cards in swords, for cutting through the crap. Swords do not dissemble. They are truth tellers, and sometimes the truth hurts. But there is clarity, and clarity is important. Now, presenting in the reverse indicates that it's possible that we may be feeling a little less than clear, that we may be dealing with less truthful aspects. This could represent you or someone that you are dealing with. Consider how it applies to you. Castaway negativity may apply to you as well. Now, on the reverse of the deck, interestingly enough, we have the King of Wands. And wands are the fire signs. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the king is the highest expression of the external aspects of the fire signs, which are inspiration and passion, creativity, abundance, growth. And what I would say is, I am reminded that a few minutes ago I was talking about how we have so much air and fire influence now, and we need a little earth and water to tone them down a bit. Still, to get these two for our initial cards, I think is encouraging, and I looked, and so I will show you that the Fool is the next card. The Fool is an Aries card. It's major arcana. It is the first card, so it represents the new starts. We know we are in a period of new starts right now, of new cycles. The Fool is carefree. He has his little animal companion. He travels lightly. He stops to smell the rose. This is a wonderful omen. And I was speaking about the snake on the sword, and underneath the Fool we have the Two of Cups. Here is our water moderating. And the Two of Cups is an interesting card because we have these two characters with the cups. Cups are the water signs. They're about feelings and emotions. The water signs, of course, are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. But you will notice in the center here we have a short staff with what appears to be serpents entwined, very similar to the image in the talisman card we've received today. And this is considered to be a card of harmony. Twos, of course, though, indicate choice or duality. And this can be romance or platonic. It can be healing relationship. Something to think about. And given the influences of the divine feminine, I'm going to get a clarifier or two from the Triple Goddess deck. Let's see what we have from the Triple Goddess deck today. We have the Nine of Wands, which presents in the reverse. Wands are the fire signs again. We've already discussed that this is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The Nine of Wands is frequently referred to as the Wounded Warrior card, and you can see that there is some vigilance and some guarding here. Nines are a number of nearing completion. And on the reverse of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So here's our earth element, finally. And the Ace of Pentacles is a card of new beginnings. Pentacles are the earth signs. They have to do with material possessions, with money, with the body, with health. And so all of this is a good balancing element along with the Two of Cups and our water for all of our fire signs and our air sign here. All in all, I think a good omen. And in the last reading we got the Lovers, and here it is under the Ace of Pentacles this time. Again, this is Major Arcana, a card of choice and of duality and of relationships. Okay, let's have a rune. Our rune for today is Berkana. This is the same rune we got the other day, and we got it in reverse again. So this is about restraint, or possibly about aborted plans. I would say that that might be related to the reversal here of the Queen of Swords. And let's have a hexagram from I Ching, the Book of Changes. Our hexagram for today is number 51. We've had this one recently. Let's see what Benabel Wen says about number 51. Number 51 is Jolt. And there is the Oracle. The Oracle says, the shock of fate has hit you. Circumstances seem beyond your control. This is the hexagram of force majeure. Unforeseeable situations that prevent you from fulfilling what you seek to fulfill. Do not allow cataclysm to weaken your will to survive. While you cannot control the circumstances, you can control your response. In time, you will fully recover what you have lost. It is still auspicious to go forth on your endeavor. Find the eye of the storm. That is the calm at the center of a cyclone. New beginnings brought on by sudden, sharp turns. Here's our new beginning with the Fool. Just to read a little further into the Oracle. Flowing water, here comes a downpour, a great thunderstorm. There's a sudden change of course, auspicious to petition the gods, pressing upward valiantly. A sage is humbled by the will of the divine. It serves one's purpose to fear the gods. Thunder strikes, trembling, exchanging smiles, laughing. The boom and crack strikes fear far and wide. Do not let spill the chalice of sacrificial wine. Keep your heart-mind aligned. Seizing control and power, thunderclap, a sudden change. There will be an upheaval. That certainly seems consistent with all of this Uranus influence and with Pluto going into retrograde. We have a lot going on. These are turbulent times. I hope these readings are helping you in some ways to navigate them. Thank you for tuning in to Nana's Tarot and Oracles today. You make Nana's day. Nana loves you and hopes you leave a question or a comment below. Select the like button, subscribe, it's free, and select all notifications. Nana will see you again soon in peace and love. Peace is the way, and love is the answer.